Hi, I'm Lexi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video is kind of a recap of how it went for me buying clothes a few months ago, how I've been enjoying those clothes, like where I've been, what's been going on, talking about that. I think it's been a couple months since I made a video, and there are some there are some reasons that are not related to my content. We were supposed to get carpet put into our house, and we had to box up everything and put it in boxes. And then the day that the carpet installers were supposed to be here, they were like, actually, we can't come and we'll try to get you on the schedule. And it ended up being like an entire month. We just sort of kept living out of boxes. And then, so that was annoying. There was boxes everywhere, and it was just not really an environment that I was really able to film in. And then I also made a pretty big step to sell most of my Japanese fashion. And that is content for another video maybe, but I went from, a giant IKEA wardrobe full to just a couple dresses, and that was a huge project. Photographed, listed, sold, and packed up and mailed literally hundreds of packages in a 2 to 3 week period. So those things were keeping me very busy, and they were very important for me to do just outside of my YouTube stuff. And then the other reason I wasn't making videos is because I felt really not in a good place about my fashion. Not about my YouTube channel and making videos, but just about my fashion choices that I had made, the shopping that I had done and the items I had bought. I felt really not great about a lot of them. Getting my body type analysis and my color analysis done really messed with my head in terms of it messed with my ability to judge whether or not I wanted something or I should buy something. And it just put a lot of other voices in my head in a non-schizophrenic way. It put a lot of other voices in my head about whether I liked something or I should buy it, and it just got very confusing. I also want to thank everyone who watched and commented on my video about my color analysis. I mean, for a channel my size, that kind of blew up, and I was keeping up with the responding to people's comments for a while, but it kind of got overwhelming. There was there's 150 comments. There's a lot of comments on it, and I've learned that people have very different ideas of what mauve is, or also that I've been saying mauve and I think I should be saying mauve, which feels really weird to me because I've been saying mauve my whole life. But I really appreciated everyone's input. A lot of people had some very interesting things to say about their own experiences getting color typed, and also a lot of people had their opinions on what they thought about my color typing. And I think that I agree with a lot of the people who said that they thought that I was more clear than Miriam gave me credit for. But I also don't think that I am a clear winter. I think that her explanation that I am somewhat muted kind of explains things for me a lot, because you look at someone who is what's known as maybe a deep clear winter. I think of someone like Anne Hathaway, and there's a clearness to her skin that I definitely don't have. But I'm also, the colors that she said that would look good on me if I'm muted, I think that they're too muted for me. And some of that also relates to the idea of essences. You can be one body type or be a color type, and there are some proponents that think that there's a such thing as essences. That I have a very vibrant personality, and I think because of that, I think I just am drawn towards, and I think I look better in more vibrant colors because of that more vibrant personality. But I don't know, that is not also the topic of this video. So I was just feeling really weird about the clothes that I had bought, and I've actually I kind of regret buying a lot of them. I took Miriam's advice about I've always liked blue and green and those colors, but I took that advice too seriously and was really focusing on buying navy blue things, which considering that I had said that I knew a pitfall of trying to buy more formal day wear was that it can very easily skew officey. Buying navy blue stuff was a huge mistake, because navy blue is the office color, that's where people wear it. They wear it in the Navy, or yachting, or to the office. I'm going to go through the clothes that I bought and how I've sort of been interacting with them. But definitely the navy blue is something that I'm really struggling with. And I think I'm just going to steer clear from navy blue like I always have before, and instead go with definitely a deeper blue than what I was working with when I was going for like that ultramarine blue, but still like a jewel tone. It's what I'm drawn to. So I'm going to get my list, and we are going to go through kind of like my thoughts and opinions and where I stand on a lot of the stuff that I've bought. First, let's talk about the stuff that I bought at Nordstrom. So I bought 3 pairs of pants at Nordstrom. Now, one of them was navy blue, and it was like high-waisted, no pockets, and I got it tailored in to fit at the waist, and I do appreciate that. So far, my favorite way to wear that has been with a white t-shirt and then white loafers that I own, and I thought that was like a really cool look. I also did get a navy blue blazer with a red pinstripe. That I loved at first, and then all of a sudden I was just like not happy with it. I felt like I didn't look great in it, and I realized it's because it doesn't quite fit me right. The sleeves are too long, and it makes it feel really like kind of fuddy-duddy when you've got sleeves that are too long, you know, like you're wearing someone else's jacket. So that is actually at a tailor right now, getting tailored. Back to the navy pants. I actually wore the blazer with the navy pants as like kind of a suit, and I thought it looked pretty sharp. I thought it looked like, hi, I'm kind of wearing a suit, but it's also not just like I went to the store and bought a suit. It's kind of just like I put this together on its own, and it looked pretty sharp. I put it with a white button-up shirt. That is actually the button-up shirt from my military uniform. I thought I looked really slick. So the blue pants, I guess I'm happy with. The other 2 pairs of pants I bought at Nordstrom, I bought a pair of black kind of straight, like pretty skinny leg-ish. They're belted, and that's pretty cool. I've worn them with like a silver like conch belt, and I think that really like amped the kind of like rock and roll-y vibes, and I really enjoyed that. And the other pair of pants I bought was high-waisted, like with a paper bag style waist, belted. That's been really fun to wear. I mentioned before that I was surprised when I was doing Rent the Runway and trying on pairs of pants how much I liked the paper bag style. I didn't realize how much I was going to like it. It's just so comfortable, you guys. It's roomy in the hips, and I've always been someone that stuck to really like form-fitting pants, and I never fully realized how much I would enjoy having space in the hips to move around, but also when you're sitting down, it doesn't pinch at the at your like hip joint. It doesn't pinch. They're just really comfortable. So I've been wearing that with like a band t-shirt tucked in, and again some loafers, and it's kind of like I don't know, it's kind of like a relaxed menswear vibe. So I've enjoyed that. But what I didn't enjoy was that the overall, the bottoms that I wore, or that I bought as a whole, were all kind of the same vibe. And I didn't really mean to do that. I was just so focused on, I have to buy stuff from Nordstrom because I'm here visiting today. And I found stuff, and I do like the items that did work for me, but I didn't think enough about like versatility. Like now I have 2 pairs of black, kind of more dressed up trouser pants, and they're not quite interchangeable, but they kind of are. I don't know. It's just something I didn't really think about, so I kind of have some feelings about that. So one day I went right from work, and I felt pretty good about how I was dressed at work all day, and then we went right to the mall, and we watched the movie Cruella, and I was like so upset because her outfits are so fucking cool in that movie, and then I just felt like I don't feel cool. And not that I want to dress exactly like her, but we have, I feel like, a lot of the same influences in our fashion. And yet somehow I ended up like with all very like office-y type clothes. And I felt very conflicted about that, like not great. The next item that I bought from Nordstrom was an off-the-shoulder navy blue sweater from Reese. The day that I went to go see Cruella, I wore that navy blue off-the-shoulder sweater with the navy blue pants. And then I wore like a scarf around my neck, and I felt very, not me, I felt very officey. I was just like really upset with myself. That off the shoulder sweater for me was like a big fail. And I thought, I was hoping that by it being a nicer brand, I could resell it. But right now it's on clearance. Like I I am not the only one that gets like just major office lady vibes from it. I think it's because it's navy blue. Like if that were black, it would be much edgier. It would be much cooler. But it being navy blue, yeah, it just makes me feel like it's for an office. And I set aside my own preferences in color. I've never been a navy blue person because Miriam told me I should buy navy blue things. And that's just like, ugh. Like I was really second guessing myself, and I felt like pressured by myself, but also a little bit by the fact that I told other people that like, oh, I got this color analysis and this is what they said I should wear. And when so I felt like pressured to buy stuff in accordance with that. But I've learned a lesson, and that is listen to your gut. And that I believe that she's right about darker, cooler colors matching for me. But I think, and navy blue isn't like, it's not that navy blue doesn't look good on me. It's just that in the context of clothing that exists in the world, navy blue skews office very easily, or like preppy kind of country club very easily, or can. And so if I'm looking for navy blue clothes, they're more likely to be office-y type clothes. So that sweater's a fail. I can't even resell it because, well, I mean, I could, but like, I bought it for like $180 and it's on clearance now for I think $90, and the Nordstrom like anniversary sale is coming up, and my guess is it's probably going to get reduced even further than that. So I'm going to hold on to it for now. I do have this idea of putting a pink belt around the waist and then wearing it like untucked on top of my fuchsia disco pants. So maybe I'll try that and edit that into this video, and you guys can tell me what you think. So I'm going to hold on to it for a while. Maybe I'll be inspired. It's not like, at this point, I don't think selling it would make any sense in terms of like a monetary gain for me. So I'm just going to keep it for a while. Skipping away for a moment from the rest of my Nordstrom purchase to talk about the other pair of pants that I bought. And I bought a pair of green pants from Aritzia, which is like, once again, kind of like office-y type trousers. I really like the shape of these, and I had actually made a post on Instagram. I thought I was looking like really fly. I put those on with a chain belt, and I put them with my leopard print blouse, and I thought I was looking like real fly, but then I was like, oh, because I'm a soft dramatic, I have to have a vertical, so then I'm gonna put on my green cardigan that I own, and that'll give me some vertical color cohesion, and I thought I looked really good. And then I posted a picture on Instagram, and I look like office lady again. How did that happen? Even my aunt was like, are these new clothes for the office? And so she messaged me, and I was like, no, just for like looking cool. And she's like, oh, you look like you're going to the office. And I think that's exactly what it looks like. And then, like, as a side note, I ended up trying on my fiance's pair of flare jeans, and you know, he's a man, and they're men's jeans, so they're meant for a taller person, and they looked so much more flattering. I mean, the waist, it's like kind of like a low waist, so like a low rise, so that's part's not flattering, but the leg itself looked really flattering. And when I had been doing my video about Rent the Runway pants, I had been really like unsure about wide leg pants because I thought they made my legs look bigger. It made me realize that the reason I think that they make my legs look bigger is because I'm taller and my legs are longer. So things should start to flare out below the knee, but what was happening is they were basically flaring out slightly above the knee or at the knee, which made my legs look bigger. And that I needed to get them taken in so that if they do flare out, they flare out below the knee, or they're just a little bit more tapered. Like those green ones are actually kind of a little bit of a tapered fit, and that I need to have them tapered a little more. So those are actually at the tailor as we speak. Getting those green Aritzia pants kind of went along with the other pants. I feel like the clothing that I got, the bottoms that I got, tended to be very one note, and it left me very unhappy because I feel like it's great. I love having more pants options besides jeans. That was one of my main complaints, but at the same time, I don't feel like the pants that I got express the diversity that of style or fashion choices. They're all very one note. They're all dark colored trousers. So I was feeling bad about that, right? I did have the trousers that I wore. This is one of the first things I bought after the new year, after my no-buy year ended. These are like vintage 70s pants, and I started wearing them without the matching like jacket, and I'm kind of loving them. I was at the store today and I got compliments from people and I was like, all right, I think they fit me really great. These are straight leg, and actually I think that I was trying to figure out the reason why, even though these are roomier through the legs, they fit me, I felt better about how they fit than the green pants, and I think it's because these are intended to be straight, whereas if things are intending to flare or taper in, but they just do so at the not right place on my leg, it looks strange. I don't know. That's what I think. And maybe these do make my legs look a little bigger, but I'm just kind of really pleased with the color, and they match some of my like band t-shirts and the lettering and stuff, so it's a fun look for me. So okay, let's go back to the rest of the Nordstrom order. Now the other thing that I got that's getting tailored right now is that zebra top. I bought it and I thought it was really fun, but then whenever I tried to wear it, it was like insane on me. It was like huge ballooning out. I was like, what did I do? But I was like, if I get it tailored, then it'll start to gap between the buttons in the front. What do I do? I just like, I didn't know what could be done. So I took it in today to get tailored, and basically there's like a pleat in the back which opens up, and she's gonna like sew the pleat in further down, so it'll like the pleat will open up further down. And she also took it in at the armpit because it was really huge in the armpit. So I think I still don't know how I feel about it. I mean, definitely getting it tailored means that I can't return it. I feel a little conflicted about it. It's not a zebra print top, it's a zebra print. It's like it's a print of zebras by a zebra print. So I don't know how I feel about it. I think I would like it a little better if it was just actually zebras, but it's so lightweight, and I think the cut of the cap sleeve is really flattering. I think that this summer I'll really enjoy wearing it. It's really hard to say, and I'm definitely taking a gamble by getting it tailored. The other thing that I had bought, I think this should be one of the last things that I bought at Nordstrom, was the black shorts, and I'm really happy with those. I've actually had a lot of fun wearing them with tights and knee-high boots so I can wear them to work. That's something I struggle with, is my work is really cold, and then if I have things after work planned, I have to bring like an entire separate change of clothes. So instead, I just wore the shorts with opaque tights and knee-high boots. At the end of my shift, I just took the tights off and brought a pair of sandals, and that was really fun, and I love them, and I think they're so flattering, and I'm really happy. I just haven't had much of a chance to wear them yet because we've mostly haven't had the summer weather hit in Seattle. Although this last weekend, we had like records of 110-degree weather, which is like, hi, summer just started with a bang. And oh, there was one more thing I bought from Nordstrom, and that is this silk leopard print blouse. And this is the other thing that I'm kind of regretting. It feels very office lady-ish. I really got focused in on this idea of blouses, and that goes back to my body type analysis thing. And I feel kind of like if I look back to my original styles, that's not even something that was really on my radar, was a blouse like this. I don't know. I wore it with my black pants, and like I tried doing everything with the little pussy bow tie, and it just looked really bad. When I finally just decided to not tie them and just let them hang low, like hang free, it felt a little bit more like rock and roll, like glam rocker, and then I put a black blazer over it. I feel okay about it. That is something I think I might still decide to sell because I don't like the look of it without a blouse. And I couldn't figure out why, even though like theoretically I thought it should work for me. I've kind of been on a lot of different like kibby body style forums on Reddit, and from what I can tell, it's that there's too much width accommodation. I have to have things that are more tightly cut in the like ribs in order for it not to be too wide for me, and I get that. It's just a struggle because of my larger bust. So things have to be wide enough to fit in my larger bust. So it's almost like the front half of the garment needs to be much bigger than the back half of the garment, because the back half, I want it to be tight against my back and ribs, and then the front has to be big enough to accommodate my bust. And it's just, I don't know. The blouse feels like I'll only ever wear it in a couple ways, which is basically just underneath the blazer, and I only have a couple blazers, so I think I might sell it. That one I feel like could sell well, because I've noticed that all the things I've had that I have leopard print in sell really well on Poshmark, because it's a term that people can search for. It's not just like black shirt, it's like leopard blouse. So it being leopard, I think will sell pretty well if I decide to sell it. So, yeah, I'm not feeling positive about that either. And that's because my body type analysis was like, you'd look good in blouses. And I let that get in my head. So I'm not happy about it. Now let's talk about some of the other stuff. Now I went to Reformation and I bought that blue dress, and I was not 100% sure on it, but like you guys, I'm killing it in that dress. I fucking love that dress. So one of the other things I've struggled with is that all of a sudden I find myself being drawn to clothes that were not really part of my original style inspiration board. So I've that's another way in which I've been second guessing myself, like, oh, that looks so cool, maybe I should buy it. And you're like, no, it won't fit into my cohesive style board. And that's kind of crazy, because if I like it, I should just buy it. But then on the other hand, I'm like, well, I don't want to have all these like one-offs that I like but don't match my style, so they just sit in the back of my closet. But I think that this Reformation dress was like a huge win. I feel like I look very sexy in it, and according to my fiance, he thinks that I look really sexy in it too, although I think he thinks I look sexy in everything, which is why we're getting married. But I feel like objectively very sexy in it, and I think I look good in it. And it's that navy blue color that Miriam said that I should look good in, but it's not quite as muted of a navy blue as the other navy blue items I've gotten. So I think that's part of the reason why it looks good on me and I don't feel officey in it. That and, like the thigh-high slit doesn't make it feel very officey, but I feel really good about it. However, the other thing I bought at Reformation, I wore out to a friend's birthday dinner, and I just felt not like me the entire time in it. I don't think the color suits me. I don't think I look like awful in it, but it's just like something about it doesn't feel right. And I thought when I was buying it that I was going along with my body recommendations or my body type recommendations. But now that I think about it, I don't think it does, because the print on it is very small and fussy. And I don't know, it just feels off, which is funny because I'm going to be getting into this in a future video. I recently bought another couple tops that are very similar to it, but that are like just slightly different. And I think they work really well for me. And I think it's like those small differences make or break the top for me. But I actually I hate the top. I'm like, why did I even buy this? It doesn't even like fit me right. Like it doesn't have enough room. Like there's not the cup part of it is cut too shallowly. And so while it does fit because the back is stretchy, it just doesn't fit right. So I'm going to sell that. Luckily, I've only worn it once. So it's in good condition is perfect. It's just, used condition, but there's no damage. And Reformation stuff sells pretty well secondhand, so I'm going to sell that. So for Reformation, it was one win and one not win. A little loss? I don't know. I just let things get in my head, and I bought something that normally I think I would never have looked at twice. So the last few items that I bought was a couple things from Rent the Runway. There was that one shoulder thing. It's like, it's got like purple flowers on it. And I wore that with my fuchsia disco pants, and they were amazing. And I recently just bought a pair of earrings that matches that top and those disco pants like perfectly, and I'm in love. I have really embraced the like head to toe matchy, and I love it. Like I said, it's a summer top, so I haven't had a huge chance to wear a lot of my summer tops, but I think I'm gonna get a lot of wear out of it this summer. So there was I was like kind of back and forth about the sizing. I had rented the large size from Rent the Runway, and it was a bit too big. So then I returned it and I bought the medium size off eBay, and I think I'm between sizes. So I'm kind of regretting that, and I wish that I had bought the large from Rent the Runway and then got it tailored down to fit me. But c'est la vie, it's not unwearable tight, it's just not as comfortable, and I think that will mean that I wear it less often. But I was just obsessed with getting that top, and the only one secondhand I could find was a medium. And I don't know, I think I had not yet embraced tailoring the way I'm like really leaning into it right now. And then I bought that turtleneck, and I actually haven't worn it because it smelled weird, and I didn't do laundry for like a while. And then since then it's gotten hot, and even though it's cold at my work, I just, for some reason, I've been like bloated lately, which means I'm not wearing my black disco pants because they're not comfortable to wear when I'm bloated. So then that's like the pants that I thought that I would wear that sweater with. Like that's the sweater, that's the pants, those are the pants that I associate with that sweater, but really I've got other pairs of black pants I could wear it with. I don't know why I do that, but yeah, for some reason I haven't worn that yet, and I think that I will. I think that as time goes on, maybe not as much in summer, maybe more next fall and winter. I think that I'll get more wear out of it, but for right now, I haven't gotten a lot of wear out of it, but I do like it. And then I think there was only a couple other things. The puff sleeve top that I got off Rent the Runway secondhand, I am in love with, and I've worn multiple times. This is what I want all of my clothing to look like. I love it. It's like really fun and vibrant, and I feel like it's really versatile because it's got all those different colors going through it. So I like it a lot. I think the last couple things I want to talk about are accessories. I bought that giant straw hat. Like, I haven't gone on any like summer outings yet. Like, it's been warmer, but I haven't really gone and done daytime stuff yet, like when it would be appropriate to wear a straw hat. But I think I'm going to love it. But you guys, I have nowhere to store it. It's awful. It's gigantic, and it just is in this box, and I have nowhere to put the box. It's just like literally sitting in the middle of my floor. I have to figure something out, but I don't yet know what. I have a mannequin head. I thought I would just put it on the mannequin head and have it sitting out, but the brim is so wide that it has to be sitting out like at the edge of my vanity, and it's just really awkward and weird and like fall over. And second, I think that continually having it just out resting is slowly gonna, like, gravity will slowly bend it out of shape, and I don't want that either. So I haven't worn it. And then the Gucci scarf. I spent $85 or something on a secondhand Gucci scarf because I thought it was navy blue or dark blue, and it had like blue and those shades of pink that Miriam recommended. And I don't know why I did that. Also a mistake, also a huge mistake, because I've got a whole bunch of scarves that I don't wear. And true, I don't have scarves of that color, but I just don't use them much as an accessory. Like, this is kind of scarf-ish, but it's actually a scrunchie. You scrunchie with just like little wired things that stick up, but an actual scarf, I don't wear that much. I used to wear bandanas in my hair a lot when I had a pixie cut, but I don't anymore. I don't know when I'm going to wear this scarf. I think I'm going to try to sell it, but hopefully I can get most of my money back because I bought it secondhand, so the secondhand price should be relatively consistent. I don't know, maybe, but I guess, I mean, I think there were a couple more items I'm probably forgetting, but I think you guys can see the trend. I let my body type analysis and my color type analysis really get in my head and made me second guess the things that I like and what I want to wear. And to some extent, I needed guidance because I want to have a more cohesive wardrobe and I want to wear things that look good. So in some respects, I think I did get things out of the body type analysis. Like, I really need to emphasize my vertical. And since I had been really feeling the whole like matchy top and bottom thing anyway, I just need to lean harder into that. Like, instead of like separates of like non-matching, like looking back at my video, my disco pants video, I don't really necessarily like the way that I look in terms of like my body looks, just wearing like the purple pants and a black top. But I like, even though it fits exactly the same, when it's a black top and a black bottom, I think I look like way better. So I think I'm just gonna, like, that was a very important lesson, like emphasize my vertical line. But in terms of like the types of pieces, like, why am I taking fashion advice from some lady I don't know, and who, frankly, I found some of her advice like pretty dated, and I don't, like, her style is not my style, right? So why would I have taken such detailed advice? And same goes with Miriam. Like, she did a good job with my coloring, I think, from what she can with photos, but she never met me in real life. She never saw me under every perfect condition. And she also doesn't know my personality. And I think that, like, the idea of essences and me having like a more vibrant essence and the colors that I wear needing to match that has a lot of merit. So I don't know why I let it get in my head so much. And then I guess the third thing that I've learned these last couple months is that I maybe get too worked up on fitting into like a niche or a category, or like keeping my style consistent to like the ideas that I have, like my Pinterest board, but also like this idea of me having to be rock and roll or alternative or something. I enjoy those clothes. I like that style of dress, but sometimes I get too obsessed with everything I wear having to fit into that niche. And I don't know if all of you guys will understand, but I think especially people who are parts of alternative fashion styles, you feel boxed in. You're like, well, now I need stuff that has to fit into that niche because I've defined myself by that niche. And I'm just gonna like try to keep that in mind. Like if I like something, wear it. It doesn't have to fit into a preconceived notion of what my style is. But that to keep in mind that if I want a cohesive wardrobe, it should be able to be maybe styled with those types of accessories because that's what I own. It should fit enough within my aesthetic that I will have accessories to wear with it and shoes to wear with it, etc., etc. So I think that I had like a crisis of confidence in my style, confidence in my wardrobe, and I really led myself down some weird paths, and I think my style suffered, or my choices suffered. So I'm going to be selling a few of my items, and I'm really just like, getting out of my own head about it and just going back to having fun with it. And I think that I can't wait. I'm like so reinvigorated to make more videos for the channel because I was getting too up in my head about that too. I was too like every episode I have to have like a big fashion takeaway. I have to have a big thing and then just go back to just like playing with fashion and playing with the content and playing with my clothes and having fun. So I know I'm probably not the only person who's done this to themselves before because I was on a Facebook group and there was another girl who had another woman who had a similar experience where she got body typed and it made her start second guessing everything she did. And I was just like, I get it. Like, I get it. And just listen to your gut. And so I realized I have to turn that advice back onto myself. And that's that. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for all of your comments on my videos. And I'm sorry I haven't been able to respond to all of them. I just kind of got a little overwhelmed by the number of comments. But I always love hearing from you guys and hearing what you guys think if you guys have experienced these same things. Because that's the whole reason I'm doing this, is that I feel like alone, but I know I'm not the only one having problems like this. So like, I mean problems. It's style. It's not like, you know, real problems, but you guys know what I mean. And I will see you guys next week. I'm really excited. I got a whole bunch of swimsuits from a brand that one of you guys recommended to me called Bravissimo. And I'm going to be doing like a try on and trying different swimsuit styles to try to see if I can find something that fits me. So thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next week. Bye. Let's go.